Clay Helton's kind of putting the old Lane Kiffin band back together. I believe it's now 5 members of Lane Kiffin's staff at USC are now on Helton's staff here for 2016, and, including the defensive coordinator, Clancy Pendergast, their special teams quarterback coordinator. They just hired their old running backs coach, who was at Texas, who worked at USC under Kiffin. Helton, of course, and T. Martin. So they've got, I believe, 5 people now who worked on USC's Kiffin staff, now working for Clay Helton. Clay Helton also brought his brother in out of Western Kentucky and another coach from there as well. So it's really kind of very insular. He's bringing in basically all of the people he knows and has worked with and has trusted. So I guess right now it's really kind of looking like how you felt about Kiffin's staff, not necessarily about Kiffin's performance at USC, but how you felt about his staff and that program. Kind of starting to feel like that's how you're going to feel about Clay Helton, because it's very much the same people all back together again.
Yeah, Don, I guess if you're shooting for a #1 preseason ranking and then a Sun Bowl loss 3 months later, this is the staff to put together.
Yeah, shots fired, but the point is incredibly well taken. I don't know. It's fascinating to me. I was stunned kind of by the Helton hire anyway prior to the bowl game. You know, seriously, why not wait? Why were you in such a rush? I get that they wanted to, you know, eliminate the distraction prior to the Pac-12 championship. Well, that didn't really work out. The bowl game, that didn't really work out. You know, so it seemed like a bit of a lackluster move anyway, and the staff is very much back to the future. So I don't know that there's a whole bunch for, you know, fans of the Men of Troy to get really, really fired up about, you know, going into a date with the returning national champions Alabama at the start of the 2016 season. It looks daunting from the outside.
I know the Oregon part of this is kind of the sidebar, but Brady Hoke did assemble some top 15 recruiting classes at Michigan, and they're the kids that went out and won 10 games for Jim Harbaugh this year. So I don't know how much he's going to get involved there, but he did rather well in Ann Arbor. Kalen, of course, you're sitting there in Los Angeles, but an Arizona State guy. You have any thoughts about the USC situation or the Oregon Ducks?
Well, I mean, the Los Angeles situation with USC, it is interesting seeing them try to, you know, how I alluded to in a previous show, how for younger fans like myself, this is kind of nostalgic, where you're talking about the Reggie Bush era, the Pete Carroll era, I guess you'd say. So to see him kind of reach back for that staff, I guess you could say, where they kind of came off the tail end of that, it is interesting to see whether or not it pays off. And, you know, you'd like to see them be successful, at least I would, in a way, not against ASU, but, you know.